Roscoe that looked like it was going to propel us to a 175, 180 or something like that. But after taking consistent wickets and hitting the Yorkers consistently at the end, it made it tough to score.
Ish, you got the big wicket of Rohit Sharma, especially after his batting, quite well. At that time, did you think New Zealand still had, what it takes to win the game from that position?
Absolutely. I think throughout a game of T20 cricket, if you can continue to take wickets, I think you're always in the game. It's generally quite hard to come in and hit the ball out of the park from ball one. So once I got that wicket, I was hoping we'd get a couple more reasonably quickly, but Rishabh Pant came in and played a pretty mature innings as well. So be it. It wasn't our night tonight.
In terms of atmospheres for New Zealand cricket grounds, what was that like?
Yeah, it feels like you're playing. Feels really similar to an IPL game. To be fair, there's a lot of Indian supporters in the crowd. And it's been quite loud and entertaining as well. Even when the Sri Lankans were here, I think there's a lot of music played in the crowds, and you're sitting in the changing room with the 7-hour delay or 7-minute delay, or 7-second delay. You try to guess what's happened, and generally when it's really really loud, India's taken a wicket. So yeah.
There's been a lot of talk about Eden Park's future as a cricket venue after tonight. How do you feel about that?
I personally really enjoy playing at Eden Park. I think it's really entertaining for the crowd as well, and you generally get a pretty decent crowd here. So I guess for cricket, I guess the only thing that comes into speculation is the short boundaries. But I guess everywhere you go, every ground has its own characteristics. The wicket plays a certain way, and the boundaries just are a bit smaller here, so it's something that you have to adapt to.
As a leg spinner, are you conscious about the straight boundary sizes?
Yeah, definitely. I think, and that's the hard part I found about tonight. I was really focused on not trying to get hit over my head because it's so short. Bringing the length back is really important at Eden Park, especially when you're defending. And I guess in that situation there, it was probably best to give the ball a bit of flight, get it up, and try to get a couple of wickets. But definitely does play in your mind when you're bowling out there, because it is pretty short over your head.
How can Black Caps bounce back with the Hamilton T20?
We just have to play better. I think they played really, really well as well. Their bowlers were fantastic tonight and continued to take wickets, and we just have to be a little bit better, I think.
What's the determination like to do that into one series? As strong as it's probably been for a while?
Well, mate, to be fair, it's pretty hard to criticise too much. In the last game we played a fantastic game of cricket. We got 220 on the board, and I think we ended up bowling them out as well. So it was a really complete performance. So we can pick apart everything tonight and approach the game completely differently on Sunday. But I think if we keep going in with our consistent approach, then performances like Wellington aren't too far away.
How does the New Zealand bowling need to be better on Sunday?
It's a hard one. I think if there were a few more runs on the board, maybe they had to take a few more risks in the power play, and that often presents chances to get wickets. But we didn't have a lot of runs on the board, so they could play themselves in. The first 2 overs only went for 10 runs, and by that stage, the 2 batsmen had figured out what the wicket's like, the pace of the wicket and things like that, and then they could afford to take some risks because they've only got 150 odd more to get. I guess wickets up top are important, and they played really well tonight, and we couldn't achieve that.
Was the pitch a little bit too paced?
I guess generally here, it's either an absolute belter or it is a little bit too pace, and I think it was slightly slower tonight. And I guess coming off, you have to be able to adapt to wickets that are slightly different. We played really well in Wellington, and I think it was the odd ball would stand up as well. But yeah, I thought they bowled really, really well up front and at the death. They were